It's official. Your favorite shows are becoming exclusive. Introducing Flicks. Beginning July 3rd, F Network will introduce an exclusive, enhanced viewing experience for passport holders with access to free content all year long. So sign up for your F Network passport today. It's fast, simple, and free.
All right, so we've looked at some beauty lighting techniques, and what we want to do now is push that concept that I've been talking about. The bigger the source in relationship to the subject, the softer the light. I got this idea that I would take that to a whole nother level, and that is get the biggest modifiers that, pretty much that exist on the planet, bring them in really, really tight, and just kind of envelope a model with light. And so what we're going to do here is kind of show you this technique that I've sort of been doing lately that just, I think, it creates a look that I just love. And as an artist, I want to push things a little bit all the time. So what we've got here is, you see this picture of Lauren here. Lauren is a model who has extremely white skin. In fact, she kind of teases about it because she puts on 110 sunblock when she goes outside because she wants to keep her skin as light as possible. That's a look that she's got, and she's a model that does work in the industry, and there's a need for that. And so when the first time I got a chance to photograph her, I obviously recognized that she had really light skin, and I wanted to push it even further. And so really, Lauren was the first girl that I used to have these 7-foot octos as my back edge, so we call them edgy lights, but the back lights that come around. And so again, just like I've done in the previous, I want to have a little bit of value change between the light that's coming around the subject and the light that's going to be right in the center. But with this scenario, the value change is so subtle that it's not going to be a huge value change, but there is still a value change there. So the goal when I shoot this look is to have these background lights coming around and blowing light, and then just have a little bit down value in the center part of the face or where the body is. One of the things that you'll notice that when I'm shooting with these 7-footers, I don't have grids on them. And I don't even think they make grids for a 7-foot octo. I could flag them off a little bit, but here's something that I learned sort of by accident, is that the smaller your light source that, say, ends up pointing towards your camera and has a risk of causing flare, the smaller the light source, the more distinct that lens flare will end up showing up in your image. The bigger your light source, so the 7-foot octo that's being blasted into the scene and maybe encroaching into your camera lens, and maybe it does cause flare, but it's kind of a softer overall fog, sort of a fogging effect. And so there's sort of a side benefit to that, and that is it kind of flattens the whole image out just because you are getting light blowing into the lens. Now, one way to minimize that obviously is to go with a fixed lens versus a zoom lens. So keep that in mind. If you want to minimize your flare or the overall sort of soft fogness of your image, you can use a fixed lens, and even a longer telephoto lens would be probably a lot better choice if you wanted to minimize that. I happen to like a little bit of that fog, a little bit of that flatness that's happening. Then in Photoshop later, I can build the contrast. So we're going to take Lauren and do that similar approach that we've done in the past with these two 7-foots on the back and one 5-foot as my overhead. All right, we are now doing the probably the biggest ultra soft lighting setup that at least I've ever done. And we have with us beautiful Lauren Amante. And I've photographed you a number of times.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're an old pro together. So, and we want to make sure that we recognize that we have Kara Hartley did your hair.
Yes.
At Salon Pure. So, and she did a beautiful job, by the way. Could you do my hair sometime?
I think she could.
Okay.
Yeah.
I need extensions.
Yes.
But this really is an amazing light setup. It's just so soft, so pure. And I think really I just started thinking about what would happen, because I go back to that same rule that I started out with. The bigger the source in relationship to your subject, the softer the light. So here we have 2 Westcott 7-foot octos and 1 Westcott 5-foot octo. And so we're blasting the light just like I do with my 3-edge light, like sort of the sports stuff. We just keep moving it in, bigger sources, moving it in, and it gets softer and softer and softer. So with your skin, actually, we've done a lot of white with this too, and your skin and your hair, it just looks amazing, and your eyes just pop. They just kind of come right off the page when you look at a print. So it's really the same principle, and that is these lights are blasting a little bit more light than that light, the overhead light. But I've got it probably in value. I want to see the glow coming around and having a little bit less detail in the front. And so what we're going to do is we're going to set up. I have never done this full length. So let's just, since we're all set up for full length, let's do that. Take a few of those, and then we'll have you sitting down like we've done before. So let's get started. All right, so let's think about maybe, I'm gonna fire off here. I don't know how far we can get you to come toward the camera, but let's take a look here. Let's get right about there. All right, so take a look. Now I'm seeing my modifiers in the background a little bit, but they're pretty much pure white. In fact, this kind of looks kind of neat. It looks like I actually did this on purpose. But obviously in Photoshop I can clean that up and take it out. I love it. Black. Beautiful. Beautiful. Now I always love straight on. Let's take a look at that. Ah, it's amazing. Do one where you have 1 foot up and 1 foot cocked a little bit so I can see those shoes. Right there. Whoops. A little too fast there. Beautiful. All right, now let me try one just for kicks. Let me just do one where I'm gonna zoom in a little bit, but you're still standing. So let's just try it. It'll be about just below the waist up, right here. Oh yes. Yeah, the light is just absolutely gorgeous. And of course our model is too, so that helps. And do that again, only I want to see a little bit more of your cheeks. A little bit more of your cheeks right there. Beautiful. Oh, wow, that thing keeps going off. One more time. Right there. Okay. All right. So basically that's a full length, which we've never done before, but I think it works just the same because it's so big. You don't really have to worry about, the height difference. You're just enveloped in light. So let's try the portrait kind of scenario that we've done in the past. And we're just going to get in here. Let's try horizontal first. Okay. So this is going to be about right in here like this. Right there. Take a look. All right, so I've got a little bit of an issue because my light's a little higher because I moved it up. So let's just lower it. So it's just above the axis of my lens here. And I'm going to pop it up just a little bit in power. See what happens there. And you'll see the difference of what I just did. Yeah, I think I'm going to go a little bit more power for my front light. Right there. There we go. Still need to go a little more. Okay, again. Beautiful. Ah, now we got it. Okay, so let me take a look here. Do straight on again. I want to just see straight down the pipe right there. Okay, I'm going to open this up a little bit more so you guys can see. I'm just keep on filling in the front so that it has very similar values to the sides. I think maybe, Lauren, it could be too. Oh no, there it goes. That's it. That's the light. Right there. Perfect. Okay, right. Make sure I'm focused. Back it up just a little bit. Let me flip one and do it vertical here. Beautiful. I love it. All right, so basically, if we brought these lights in a little bit closer to you, it'd even go softer. So really, it goes back to the same old basic rule, and I've said it, maybe 100 times throughout this series. The bigger the source, the relationship to the subject, the softer the light. And so this is really, I think, about as soft as you can get. We could maybe, put a 7-footer over as your overhead, so you have 3 7-footers, but I don't think it's necessary. And so there you have it. Here's what I would say. If you don't have the 7-foot octos, okay, Westcott also has I think it's 84-inch, close to 7-foot umbrellas. They also have a diffusion that goes over the front of that. And the cost of that is obviously a lot less than an octo. And it's a good way to sort of get as an intro into this really soft look. So basically, it's an umbrella that you're shooting light into, and then the light bounces from the umbrella back through the diffusion. So it's a good sort of alternative to an Octobox. I know these Octoboxes are a little pricey. The advantage of having an Octobox is, over time, it's going to last a lot longer. So if you really like this light or you wanted this light, you might want to invest in the actual Octobox itself. But umbrellas are a great alternative. You can also shoot through the umbrella. So it's just pure light shooting through the umbrella with no diffusion on it. So it's like one of those umbrellas that have just the white diffusion material in front of it. So try that, and I would encourage you to experiment with maybe bringing it in and bringing it out a little bit to kind of get the look that you want. As you notice that I have nothing, there's no lights on the white sweep. That's being lit pure white just by all this light bouncing around.
Special thanks to FJ Westcott for keeping this episode lit up. Like the music? Special thanks to Triple Scoop Music. Frame Network giveaways are brought to you by B&H. Head to giveaways.framenetwork.com for your chance to win. Find out more about the equipment used in this episode on framenetwork.com.